all of the globe mathematics is based on two-dimensional spherical geometry, right? And I say two-dimensional very purposefully. It is a two-sphere. The difference being that mathematically they only look at the surface of the object, and they ignore the fact that a curve has to bend in three-dimensional space. So that they're just taking the surface of a ball, and they're abstracting that, and they're saying it's a two-dimensional object that they can play with.
Yeah.
Now, a two-dimensional object means that it has no substance. There's nothing inside it. It is not a ball.
Yeah.
So every part of the globe mathematics uses two-dimensional spherical mathematics that has no substance. And that's the reason they can't prove any of it.
Yeah.
That's the reason it will remain a mathematical concept of two-dimensional spherical geometry by playing with the axioms, but they actually have no substance.
Which is why they've got to fabricate through the screen, you know, some three-dimensional representation or apparent three-dimensional representation of the concept. That's what I keep, you know, I say it all the time. You know, you've got objective reality shouting and screaming in your face, and people are omitting it, ignoring it, hand waving it away because they're so enamoured by what they see here two-dimensionally on a fucking screen. But using colorations and whatever else that appears to be three-dimensional, and there's wee guys moving around about it and whatever, it's bollocks.
No, it's bollocks. I mean, we've said this before. In fact, you have the very good example of if you look down at lampposts down away, far away, and people, they all look to be midgets, right? But we know that is just a function of the way we see the world, right? Of our visual perception. And it's those kind of things that they play on, you know, when they're trying to say quantification and using the visible world to bamboozle us. But I just want to point out to people that, I mean, people can Google this. You know, a two-sphere and a three-ball are two completely different things. A three-ball is a real substantive ball that you can grasp in the physical, you know, reality, and a two-dimensional sphere, which is all the globe mathematics, is just that. It's just a surface with no substance, and that's why all their claims are unsubstantiated.
Exactly. So
that's why they have nothing to show, to practically demonstrate.
And this is why they'll ridicule it, because as you say, the three ball in actual reality, water on it, doesn't conform to it, doesn't stick to it, falls off. The two-dimensional mathematical, you know, concept, it can stick to it, can do all sorts of fantastical things, but, you know, right, okay, well, let's put that into the three-dimensional practical reality, and it just falls apart.
Of course it does. It has to, because it's just a mental object. It's just a mathematician's wet dream, right? It's just, you know, him thinking up ideas, you know, coming up with axioms, formulating some definitions that he wants to be taken for granted by everybody else, and we all buy into it, right? Because he's the smart guy, so people buy into what he's saying, and they'll buy into his conclusions based on his logic. But all he's really done is just define things the way he wanted to, using word style, using grammar, right? And then using rhetoric and stuff to tell the stories around it. They have no substance. And, you know, you can even see in the mathematics has no substance. It's two-dimensional. You know, it's like impossible. You know, so for me, it was, you know, just very clear when I asked myself the question, why can't they demonstrate any claims? Hey, if it's a two-dimensional mathematical object, it has no substance, right? So there's absolutely no way for them. They never will substantiate any of their claims. They never will be able to practically demonstrate.
Which brings it full circle again back to this idea of the dichotomy in debates. There's no substance to it. There is no practical references. We're not talking about the concepts, the ideas within the minds, the objects of thought. There's nothing to be won or lost there. It's just, you know, what's cold hard reality. Should demonstrate it for me. Now, these beliefs and claims that are being made have to be rooted and reasoned in something, you know, demonstrable.